So my boomstick is going to go to Demi Vollering, who had a huge setback in this race. Tried her best, 4 seconds short, but goodness, she tried, right? I'm just so proud of her because that was a horrible setback for that crash. But to win the stage, second overall, and never give up, even when things were going against her, Demi Vollering, the boomstick is yours from Alpe.
And we got to go retro boomstick. I mean, you got to give Kasia Niewiadoma. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of her first name, but I do know enough Polish, right? I talked about my affinity for sort of really the Polish connection to USA Cycling way back in the day, but in Polish, I would say her performance was bardzo dobrze.
Whoa, look at you. Did you practice that?
No. Yes. But bardzo dobrze means very good.
But congratulations, Kasia, for the boomstick.
Yeah.
We got double boomstick. First time in the Move history, I believe, double boomstick.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Move podcast. Talking about stage 8 of the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift. And what... I think we're all just sitting here like, wow, what a bike race. What a race, what a week. But to have it come down to this, and
I mean, we knew it was going to be exciting, but
I mean, we're all, you just can't help but feel stunned. And not in a bad way or good. It was such a race, and we were like, nobody knew what was going to happen. And we all had questions, and
I'm still sweaty and nervous and a little clammy.
You're a little clammy, but to quote yourself, I thought it was incredible.
Yeah,
I really did. So we're going to get into all that action. But before we do, a couple things. Number one, Mel, this is our last day. Like, what did we do? Where did we start?
Stage 8, Le Grand Bournon to Alpe d'Huez. Le Grand Bournon to Alpe d'Huez.
Alpe d'Huez.
Oh, wow. I think I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Me too.
I think we all said that to ourselves, like, oh, shit. Like, that's... Yeah, we've been messing that up forever.
Stage 8, Le Grand Bournon to Alpe d'Huez. Le Grand Bournon to Alpe d'Huez.
And, I noticed something today. I knew there was an airport up there, and I love flying, and I love... looking at the dynamics of flying, and I love managing the risk of flying because there's always risk. So I always admired that strip that they have up there. But as they were showing the helicopter shot, I had not ever noticed that there was actually a golf course right by the airport on Alpe d'Huez. And I'm really pissed that I never noticed that.
Got to go back now.
I will be going back.
We know what you'll be doing.
Do a little climb, do some golf, and then take that nice fun flight down.
It looked like a very short runway.
It's very short. We don't need to this is not an avionics or aviation podcast, but it's fun. It's fun. Imagine I've never done it, but let's do a little bit of business. Allie, what do we got?
We just watched an incredible race.
Yeah, we did.
And I am a bike dork and I love to geek out on bikes, and Bicycle is one of our sponsors, and they help you sell or buy a used bike. So when we look at today's stage, congratulations to stage winner, Demi Vollering, which we'll dive into. But if you go to bicycle.com, she was on a Specialized Tarmac SL8, and they have almost 600 specialized bikes on bicycle.com. So if you want to be as fast as Demi. But then an interesting fact too, second place on today's stage, third overall, as well as our overall winner of the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift, was on a Canyon Aero bike, and they have 160 on those on bicycle.com. So the great thing is with the code THEMOVE, you get free seller protection. Bicycle, you can sell or buy a used bike in US and Europe, and they send you the packaging. You ship your bike, you get paid when the seller pays. And, one of our favorite parts is you don't have to really interact with people because Bicycle does that for you. So check out bicycle.com.
And use the code?
And use the code THEMOVE. Yeah, so try it. They even have an app. I mean, ease.
Dang.
They send you the bike box, ship it, boom.
Also today brought to you by Roca, based in our hometown of Austin, Texas. They've totally reinvented this category. I was just looking at I've been wearing these casual ones, and they have the style name on the inside of all of them. And I never looked at these, but these are the Oslos. No wonder I wear these babies all the time.
fitting.
You've been sitting there trying to figure out which glasses you were going to wear for this.
I know. Well, and for those who are probably way too young or just don't remember, Oslo's a special city for me. I won the World Championships there in 1993, but this is what I've been rocking on the golf course, speaking of golf, lately. But as I said, reinvented the category. The optics and the lenses are really the difference. Scratch resistant, fog resistant, super light. They've got the no slip ears. So if you sweat like me, then they're just not going to fall off your face. But my go-to, of course, are my prescription readers, just because I'm getting on up there. The other thing that's really cool about Roka is they work with the special forces. So those guys and gals that are putting their life on the line for us every day, for our freedom, is pretty incredible. The Move listeners get 20% off. Just go to Roka, that's ROKA.com, Roka.com. They do not have an app that I know of. I say that. They might have an app. I don't know. Roka.com, enter the code THEMOVE. Gets you 20% off. I mean, let's talk about the race. So much to talk about, so much. It was the stage is a roller coaster. It's a very, very demanding stage. But if as us, as pundits and spectators, there's so much happening.
There was just from the beginning, first going off with a break in the beginning, getting two from the SD Works team in it, and the climbing jersey in there. I mean, it was a perfect break to go up the road for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. 22 people in the break, big break. And then, we hit the, you have to say the climb, Glendon?
Glendon,
that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
And then things just start hitting the fan there. The brakes disintegrates. Some of the riders are up there to be domestiques. We're falling off pace. But it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. I mean, it was, look, the high level, and if you look at the total time over the 8 stages, it was about 24 and a half hours of racing, right? Compare and contrast, last year, Demi won the race by just over 3 minutes. Niewiadoma wins the Tour de France so here's last year's GC. So she's Lotte Kopecky and Niewiadoma tied at 3:03. I mean, that's a comfortable margin. And of course, Niewiadoma has this story of, and we talked a lot about it, of just not being able to find ways to actually win races, get second a lot, third a lot. By the way, you can get second and third a lot and still win an overall race like the Tour de France. But what a win for her. And she wins by 4 seconds. And on top of that, the entire podium is separated by 10 seconds. This is, of course, most people remember 1989, Greg LeMond wins the Tour de France by 8 seconds. But this is, and I don't know who was third that year, but what a tight race. And it literally came down to the last minute.
And we all knew that Alpe d'Huez was going to make a huge difference in this race, and people were waiting for it. But to think that it all comes down to 10 seconds on the podium, I mean, we were just on the edge of our seats the whole time.
And I've never seen, Lance, you do so much math. Like you were,
I love math.
You were crunching for being the guy from Plano, you were crunching numbers for hours this morning.
By the way, the guy from Plano who did not go to high school very much. It was. I mean, it brought in a lot of questions, right? There are people that don't think you should have time bonuses on stages like this. The stage is 4,100 meters of climbing, 13,000 feet. It finishes up Alpe d'Huez. You already have to go over the Glendon. One could say, look, whoever gets there first, that's their time, right? I mean, let's reserve time bonuses for perhaps sprints in the middle of the stages for the sprints, or even at the finish on the sprint days. And the tour has gone back and forth on whether or not they give time bonuses. So yeah, you're sitting here going, all right, if she wins, that's 10 seconds. And then if Niewiadoma gets third, that's 4 seconds. Then it becomes a math game. They are getting this information in their ear real time. The best way to sum it up was that it was just a drag race between these two women.
Yeah. Okay. So time bonuses and me on like mountaintop finishes, I disagree. I don't like them because I understand I am not a climbing specialist by any means. So your reward is you drop me on that climb, and my reward is I kept my pace to like minimize that loss, because I don't get a time bonus if I win a time trial.
No.
You don't go, oh, you won the time trial. Here's your 10 seconds.
I mean, the interesting thing is by adding those, you could bring climbers who aren't necessarily a time trialist or an all-around kind of rider back into the game by some of the time bonuses on the finish. But I agree, I haven't seen them as often. I feel like they used to do more where you didn't have a time bonus in an uphill finich, but kind of made it exciting.
I mean, this is a decades-old story, right? They have gone back and forth. Nonetheless, the race is separated after 8 stages by 4 seconds, right? So if you're Demi Vollering, you have to even right now as she's sitting there in a team bus or a team car or in a hotel room saying, where are the 4 seconds? And I don't know. I think the three of us,
it started a long time ago.
By the way, it's easy for us to do this, and we're not trying to throw shade, but there were plenty of opportunities to find 4 seconds. Because 4 seconds is just so frustratingly low and tight that.
Well, I think it shows why it was so important to be concerned about that finish where she lost the jersey. You know, it didn't seem like there was the team didn't seem that stressed about the fact that their leader was dropped at 6K to go and thought that they'd make up all this time. But as you can see, coming down to 4 seconds, she needed every second. I mean, you got to fight for every second you can. I think that's the most important thing.
Maybe the 7th place sprint finish was worth it that day.
I don't think anyone is.
No, but Blanca Voss had a great win of that day. But still, I mean,
I bet the team would
yes,
have liked this one.
I believe so too.
If you're Demi Vollering or the team, you have to look back to 2 things. It's the time she took to get up off the ground. We talked about this on the show. This is not new opinions from us. She took her time. She did the inventory. She did not need a bike replacement. She got back on her race bike, but that just took too long. So that right there is way more than 4 seconds. I think there's actually a moment where she made an even bigger mistake, and that was today, right? Going that early on the Glendon. She immediately got a minute. Niewiadoma even said it. My morale was broken. I thought it was over. She rode away from me. You have to look at this those valleys in between the big climbs in the Alps. You have no idea what's going on there. First of all, they're long, right? It's 15, 20 kilometers long. You don't know what the wind's doing necessarily. You don't know who's going to be with you and help you. You have to have help in the valleys. You cannot do that alone, especially when you're riding towards Alpe d'Huez,
right?
One of the hardest climbs in France. The way she went on the Glendon, if she waits, she easily wins the Tour de France on Alpe d'Huez.
I think hindsight though is 2020.
Of course,
and it's kind of like she was in 2nd place, and we even said it yesterday. She's got to figure out where she's going to get time back. And when she went today, maybe she surprised herself with how much she got. But I think that Lucinda. Had Lucinda not made that group, say the group was a little bit smaller or, just minus Lucinda, then all of a sudden it's a totally different game because no one else in there was working with, Kasia. It was like Lucinda on the front chasing, to get her to get Gaia back to the bottom of Alpe d'Huez. So I think, if Lucinda hadn't been there and she had gained, a minute through that valley, we would have been discussing something different right now.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Still, it's yeah.
It was
all of these things are right, by the way. None of them are wrong, and of course, it is easy to sit here and break it down and armchair quarterback this thing.
Yeah, and we've had Demi on the show, and we are huge fans.
Yep.
Like we are all cheering for all the riders, of course. And she's very special to me, as you know. But so it's nothing against her too, because I think maybe in that moment there's a sense of desperation because she's starting stage 8 in 8th place. Like a minute and 14 down. Like she's got a lot of time to make up. And so she went, but you saw that she put so much time with that attack and took a lot of risk down the descent.
And then you're committed.
And and she had a friend with her that wasn't helping that much with Paulina wasn't helping.
I mean,
that
if
much.
she could have kept the 3 of them together, it might have made up a 4-second difference too. I mean, she dropped the Valentina on the descent. And if it had been 3 that went and were riding, it would have been different than just her on the front, basically.
It's wild to think. I mean, if they had a graphic, just almost like a hologram on Alpe d'Huez, and showed what 4 seconds actually looks like after 8 stages, people would be shocked. I mean, 4 seconds sounds like a little bit of time. You'd be shocked how close that is. Right there.
Well, and I think the fact that the two of them were looking at each other a little bit on that last climb, had Demi been able to get a gap and gone, I bet she would have had those 4 seconds if she could have somehow put in a good attack on Valentina and go.
I was curious if it was kind of getting in her head that Paulina was sitting on her wheel. Paulina sitting on her wheel.
I think so.
And
well, yeah, she wasn't going all out at the most of the climb until the very end.
And then she attacked her. Mm-hmm. That's
oh snap. I mean, what were you saying though? You had some choice words.
You could smell that attack coming.
A long ways.
Yeah, that you just that's. By the way, this race was dominated by the Dutch. And whether you're a Dutch woman or a Dutch man, the Dutch race bikes a certain way. That's a Dutch move, and I love Holland. I loved racing with Dutch riders, but they know tactics. They know how to play the game. They know how to cat and mouse and play whatever you want to call it. That's. I mean, you kind of have to do that. You saw that attack coming from a mile away. I might have played it, as I said, as we were watching. You know, the fear was she covers the move. We're talking about Demi covering the move. And then she sits up, right? And then it's a lot more than 4 seconds. But she kept going. I would have let her sit out there a little more so that she's going even harder. Right. Anyways, this thing comes down to the snap of the fingers. So it's
but Paulina had,
and by the way, she's never been in this position.
No,
she had. Think about this, and we talked about it.
We talked about her stage 1.
We talked about it today. She was in and I guess she was thinking about this. She could have won the Tour de France today. She was thinking about that, and her team that's talking to her in her ear certainly are telling her, you can win. By the way, we talked about her, I don't know, a week ago. She won the Dutch
National Beach Race Championships 5 times.
We didn't know it was a thing. Has never competed like this at the highest level. She could have won the Tour de France.
Yeah. The best results I found were 5th Flèche Wallonne this year and
decent,
4th.
Very decent.
4th GC in the Giro this year.
Also very decent. But she was right there. I mean, by the way, 10 seconds also, if that hologram's on the screen, it's also right there. Like it.
Yeah, it's she has an interesting career. I raced against her. She was on Bowles Dolman, which is now the SD Works. It's all the same management, just different sponsors. Back in the 2010-11s. Last year, fun fact, she raced for Canyon SRAM. So imagine if you had the 1-2 punch. Like if Kasia lost that and Paulina won, I was like, different signing. I don't know.
Let's do some more business, and then we got to talk about all the other jerseys. Right? It's not just the yellow jersey, the maillot jaune. What else we got, Allie?
I really love our sponsor, OneSkin, because I also love routines. Mari taught me to take good care of my skin. So OneSkin's amazing. Yesterday, Blaze and I...
Hang on. You should teach me how to do this.
We talked about your skin on our ride yesterday.
Does it look like shit? Does it look bad? No, come on.
No, you're looking good. We think the OneSkin's helping.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Thank you.
But, Blaze and I rode up Independence Pass yesterday. So that was really fun. But, I felt like my skin was not as dry as it normally would be with UV protection and using OneSkin in my daily routine. It's pretty awesome. So they have this OS01 peptide, and it's this one that targets the zombie cells, those cells that you want to slough off that cause lines, wrinkles, and sagging skin. And no one wants sagging. No sagging. They're totally going to use that. So it's scientifically proven to reverse skin's biological age at the cellular level. And you guys know I love science. So whether you're laying out at the beach, hiking, or going up Independence Pass here in Aspen, Colorado, OneSkin's OS01 powered sunscreens block UV rays while targeting the UV-induced skin aging. So it's more than skincare. It's about skin longevity. And you're proving longevity every day out there in the gym and not riding up Independence with us, but targeting the root causes of aging to help you look and feel your best at every age. Get started today with 15% off using code THEMOVE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with the code FEMMES as summer heats up. So anyway, I guess we'll use FEMMES. Let's go with FEMMES. Let's use the code FEMMES.
Well, let's use the right code.
oneskin.co.
FEMMES.
Let's do FEMMES. FEMMS. Yes. Good job.
Also today brought to you by Wahoo. We see the GPS or their head units, their GPS computers in so much of the Peloton. I know we religiously use it. We also use the speed plate pedals, which Allie got me on that one. It's 15 years, I think you said. I'm I'm coming up on 12 years, light, stiff, aero. I switched over when I was doing triathlon, whenever 10 or 11 or 12 years ago. I felt like it would help me in my bike to run transition, which I think it did. I mean, I say that a lot.
4 seconds.
Ooh.
4 seconds. But none of my triathlons 10 years ago came down to 4 seconds. Once I figured out the nutrition piece, then it was, because before that, 4 seconds wouldn't have helped anything. And then when I got that dialed, 4 seconds wouldn't have helped anybody else because I was kicking their ass. But no, I did. I could, anyway. What are we talking about?
We're talking about the summit features of the Wahoo.
No, but the computers are, and this is what's great about their computers. And I have often thought, like, why is this not an option on anything out there? Well, Wahoo came along and were the first to do it. You can control your music. You can control your GoPro. So while people are fumbling for their phone and their jersey or fumbling at their GoPro on their handlebars, don't need to do that anymore. I mean, it's so logical. And had I done Independence Pass with you, which I'm glad I didn't, I would have known exactly how far I had to go to the top, which is always nice.
Pretty sure Blaze was using it to attack me on any time it went above 5% yesterday.
Selling another bike of his on Bicycle. That'll get him back. The cycling products are trusted by the Pro Peloton. We see Wahoo's Element Bolt GPS bike computer on the handlebars of many, many World Tour teams. Here's the deal. Now you can save 20% off on select full price products by using the coupon code THEMOVE2024. That's the year it is. The Move 2024. We're going to talk about 2025 in a second. So the code is the Move 2024. Head on over to wahoofitness.com/themove. Boom. Boom. Listen, I think we're all still sort of speechless. This was one of those days where you're just like, it's exhausting watching it because I feel exhausted. Definitely. I thought it was amazing too. I mean, I'm not complaining. I thought it was incredible. I thought Niewiadoma she did everything right. She hung in there too, right? She said in her post-race interview that the attack of Demi Vollering on the Glandon defeated her, deflated her morale. She refueled on the descent, and all of a sudden she felt a little better. And
she hated every second of the climb.
She also said, I hated every second of it. The way she just hung in there. I mean,
well, the women's racing has just been so exciting in general this year. Two of the best races I've seen is this finish today, and then the Olympic road race for the women.
Wow.
I mean, they're on next level right now, and the women are racing just at an incredible level, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, and we always love, you have this connection with Kasia you love cheering for her, and we all do. Like, I don't think there's one dry eye out there today with her, just with her passion and her fierceness and always attacking and trying so hard. And to see her, did she win a stage this tour?
Did Kasia?
Yeah.
We should know that.
No,
I don't think she did.
Because
you said that you could win a tour without.
Absolutely.
And she's always been said, like, people saying that she gets seconds and thirds, and we've always said that because of her fierce attacking. And look at, she just won the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift.
Well, and I think last year when she won the World Championships on the gravel, I think you could feel this like shift in her confidence, which I thought was. I mean, I just kept thinking, I hope this is her breakthrough to where she starts getting the results that she can get. And then this year she's just really broke out, and then to win this, it's just amazing. Yeah,
a very talented, beautiful, passionate rider that we really like to cheer on. So congratulations on that. We also had some jerseys that, Lance, you love the jerseys.
Well, yeah, no, I did. Yeah,
the jerseys are awesome.
Most of them. We got to, and I often wonder, like in the minds of people out there, do they rank the jerseys? Like, obviously the yellow jersey is normally the most important in most people's mind. Is there like a second most important jersey? I think the green jersey.
I would go with green.
The green jersey kind of. I know it's a big damn deal if you win the green jersey. It's a big damn deal if you win any of the jerseys. But let's start with the green jersey. No surprise here. We talked about it last couple of days. Marianne Vos.
Oh, boss.
Just bosses people around.
What's super cool is like we didn't know if she was going to get the green jersey in the first couple stages. Charlotta Cool looked so good, and then the stages got a little lumpier and harder. And Vos is just kind of doing like the wout thing, But
when she gets herself into the breaks, and she's always there.
Yeah,
and it's also cool that see right there if you're watching the show that on the screen. Born in 1987. I know. So it starts with a 1-9 versus a 2-0. That makes us all feel. it gives us all
I raced
hope.
against Voss my entire career, and she's an incredible human and travels around with her family and her cat. I like her cat a lot too.
Wait, she travels with a cat?
Her family comes around in the camper van, and her brother's there, and they had a cat.
Wow.
I don't know about this.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I don't know about
But
this.
she's the most decorated female cyclist of all time, and to see her in the green jersey at the Tour de France is something just like as fitting as
And is
anything.
she, question, because I don't know, she's racing next year?
yes.
Because she, and we sort of teased out 2025. Of course, we had Pauline Ferrand-Prévot on the other, a few days ago. She's going to Lisa Bike, or Jumbo Lisa, or whatever they call it now.
Yeah.
So she's going to have a great road captain.
She is in.
She made it. I've heard her say it. Her goal is to win the Tour de France 2025. What a road captain to have in Marianne Vos.
And she actually said that one of the reasons, besides all the lots of reasons that she would choose that team, was Voss. And Voss being such an inspiration throughout her entire career, and so excited to be able to race alongside of her. So, and they raced together on Rabobank before. So
Interesting.
back in
And then
2015.
and then we got the third most popular jersey in people's minds is probably my favorite jersey. It's the polka dot jersey, right?
You love the polka dot jersey. Did you see her bike today? They did a full like tarmac polka dotted bike.
I think they asked her about it yesterday. They were
She
like,
was
"Are
so
you excited to get the?" Because they must have known this bike was coming. By the way, when they don't carry these bikes around in the team trucks, like they have to get these things made up pretty quick, or paint, or even stickered up, or whatever they do. But they asked her about it yesterday. She was pretty excited.
She said
Don't we
this
have
morning.
her pronunciation? too?
Yeah. Oh,
And well, this is the other thing, because we butcher most people's names, but we actually got the correct pronunciation of Justine's last name.
José Been here. It's Justine Gekiere. Justine Gekiere. There's also people who say Gekiere, but the way that she says is Justine Gekiere. She comes from West Flanders, and yeah, I posted the interview that I did with her 2 years ago. Justine, so French, Gekiere.
Hakira.
so yes, that's a good pronunciation. That's from my
Yeah,
friend.
we didn't do it that way.
No, Jose Bean. So if you want to follow her, but she does a lot of covering and cycling for Eurosport and such. But it's at Jose Bean TV on Twitter or X, I guess.
We can't even get Alpe d'Huez right. So
Okay, I have a problem with Alpe d'Huez, and Blaze is going to be so embarrassed that I'm going to say this, but he's been trying to have me practice saying Alpe d'Huez because we have this little hill that's, within 15 miles from the house that that's when you have to pee. So we call it Alpe d'Huez.
Oh,
wow.
And so I've been calling Alpe d'Huez. He's like, please do not say that on the show. It's Alpe d'Huez.
if you say it fast enough, nobody would catch that.
Because we just go how you say these things in cycling? And you're like, oh, Alpe d'Huez? Yeah. But Alpe d'Huez. But now Mel just taught
Is
me.
there like a convenience store there, or what do you do? No. Okay, folks, for all you alley fans out there, all you creepers, you want to get super creepy,
Go to Alpe d'Huez.
just go over there, just wait around Alpe d'Huez, and she will come by.
But you guys all probably have an Alpe d'Huez in your backyard where you ride bikes and stop.
I got a lot of them.
See, I'm not that unique.
All right, fourth and finally, the white jersey.
Yeah.
Which she rode a hell of a race. Puck beaters. By the way, the team rode great. I mean,
We talked about it stage one. Look at us.
They were strong.
We know a thing or two.
Yeah, they were strong.
And she yesterday had a very emotional finish, which actually worried me a little bit for today. She laid on the ground, collapsed, said, I finished safe. I did it safe. Just since she was still in the best young riders jersey, and for her to finish once again, Lance, this is her first stage race of her entire life.
Her first stage race, 11th overall.
Yeah. And it's the Tour de France Femmes avec Swift. That's
was up there. We didn't know if she could continue the magic through today. Today seemed like a bit of a rough day. She slipped down to 11th place on the overall, but still secures the white jersey. I mean, yeah, first stage race.
Not bad.
No, I mean, I always wonder. You have to ask yourself, if you give people an offer before the race even starts, do they take the offer? Right. So, Puck, before the race starts, if you sign this, you're going to win the white jersey. She signs that every time. Right. That's an amazing result for her. So.
And won a stage. I mean,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't even on the contract that she did. But yeah, great race.
What's your fifth jersey?
Well, it's a very unknown jersey, but it's number one in my heart. It's Team Uzbek. All right, they've had a rough eight stages. Now, okay, Janina Kuskova, but of course young, born in 2001.
Yeah, 2001. Wow,
But
my goodness.
but the team from Uzbek, and I've yet to look up where Uzbekistan is, but they lost everybody.
Next to Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan,
But
landlocked.
Janina actually rode strong today. She finished the race, and this is this is another jersey, and that's their flag. Good for you, Janina. I don't want people to think I'm picking on Uzbekistan.
No, you're proud of her. You've been cheering her on. She's good.
And I've just been curious.
Well, I bet she comes back a lot stronger next year too.
Yeah.
You know.
She looks good on the bike. They showed her, and it was easy to find her because there was only one Uzbeki left in the race, but they showed her
And she's
yesterday.
young.
She's young. Their whole team
their
was
whole
like
team was
she looked
young.
good on the bike.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful that they had that opportunity. And speaking of young riders, though, I also wanted to just throw out a little congratulations to Audrey Cordon-Rigaud. She races for Human Powered Health at the moment. Olympian for France, multi-time French national champion, current French TT champion, and she announced her retirement in tears on stage today. But she's had a beautiful long career, so she's kind of a boss in the peloton. She's one of those matriarchs. She'll tell you if you're doing something right or wrong. Usually me, I would think I was wrong. But she's a lovely person, and that was just a career with a lot of longevity and setbacks. So congratulations,
Great.
Audrey.
Congrats on a great career. Isn't sport just it just if you look at the snapshots, right? You got Kasia Niewiadoma. Look at her face on the podium. And of course, Demi Vollering was on the podium because she won the stage today, and her face. Like, isn't that just sums it up? It just like, damn.
Sport's hard.
And we're coming off a hell of a 6 weeks of sports. Obviously had the men's tour, then we had the Olympic. We're seeing a lot of this. Like it's amazing what sports incredible.
I just think it portrays life in so much ways. There's setbacks, there's successes, there's failures, and it's just a demonstration of the emotions that we deal with in life. But you can do it on a bike. It's not bad. And
I mean, I really liked her interview at the end when she was saying, you know, the last year she was tied for it. It was all within seconds. And then, you know, her race at the Olympics didn't go so well because she was caught behind a crash. And then she actually, things turned around in this one that a crash benefited her. So, you know, it's interesting to hear the highs and lows.
Highs and lows.
And 2025 is just, if you believe the reports that you hear, Demi leaving SD Works, going to a new team, how that all plays out. Pauline comes in, how that plays out. Niewiadoma's still there. Does that team get sort of fortified? How that plays out? Like,
Well,
Let's just
Musique
say
got
that
third today.
yeah.
Took some
Right,
bonus
right.
seconds, so that could be someone good in the hills for Demi if those rumors are true.
Well, I just think that France is going to go crazy next year with Demi if she goes to FDJ. Oh,
God, it's okay. They all
Anyways,
You know what?
and then it's late.
It's
and then with Pauline coming, you can only imagine that if they do a climb similar to Alpe d'Huez next year, or one of the main iconic ones, and finish on it, the crowds are just going to be over the top.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. But Lance is always happy that he's not sitting next to me because I get the boomstick.
I'm between two people
That's right.
with sticks.
But we have two boomsticks today. You.
We're bringing back the old school boomstick.
Mari is officially frightened.
I'm in the danger zone.
I'm going to use my boomstick first.
Okay.
Okay. Mari does not want to use it, but she's also very nervous. So my boomstick is going to go to Demi Vollering, who had a huge setback in this race. Tried her best, 4 seconds short, but goodness, she tried, right? So
She did.
so much passion. She wore the gold Rokas for George today, I felt. And those clear lenses, you could see those eyes, that focus, the namaste bitches that she tried to conjure up. But I'm just so proud of her because that was a horrible setback for that crash. But to win the stage, second overall, and never give up, even when things were going against her, Demi Vollering, the boomstick is yours from Alpe.
And
Mari.
we got to go retro boomstick. I mean, you got to give Kasia Niewiadoma. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of her first name, but I do know enough Polish. Right, I talked about my affinity for sort of really the Polish connection to USA Cycling way back in the day. But in Polish, I would say her performance was bardzo dobrze.
Whoa, look at you. Did you practice that?
No. Well, yeah, I've spent all this time with Eddie B, and I'd pick up a few words, most of them bad words.
As it is. Yes.
But bardzo dobrze means very good. That's
Did he ever say that to you?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. No, Eddie was kind of came, the image of him was he was this Eastern European hard ass that just couldn't say anything nice. He was very supportive. Always. This guy.
These guys.
Kasia.
This guy has diamond legs. I remember one time we went. This is all right. Now we're getting off. We did. We went. And it was the original iteration of what was the postal team back in the day. It was Montgomery Securities and Subaru and I was just looking for races. So we found this race up in way northern California called Tour of the Unknown Coast.
Oh, that's like my neck of the woods.
And if you told me I don't even know where it was. I just know that was the name. And we drove up there and I didn't have anybody from the team to go. So Eddie was like, hey, take Dan. Dan was like the PR guy. Dan Ospa was our PR guy. And I was like, well, what about a Soigneur or something? He goes, Lance, teach the Dan massage. I was like, what? He goes, teach the Dan massage. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to skip massage. Dan will be happy. I will be happy. But he legit said, teach the Dan massage. It's a true story. And I won the Tour of the Unknown Coast without massage.
That's a hard climb, the honeydew thing or whatever. Oh man,
that's like
it's brutal out there.
I'm from Plano. I was like, man, this is the end of the earth. I thought that was the end of the earth.
Might as well be. But congratulations, Kasia, for the boomstick.
Yeah.
We got double boomstick. First time in the move history, I believe, double boomstick. Come on. Maybe we've done it before.
Boomstick kind of day, though, for sure.
It is.
Real quick, of course, and I did not know this. I've been so focused on the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift. The men's Tour of Spain started yesterday. Brandon McNulty.
Heck yeah.
Jesus Christ.
American National Time Trial Champion.
Yeah, but
It was in the red jersey.
I don't think the bike's any. I mean, I heard, I don't know if it's true or not, one of the fastest, if not the fastest time trial in history. Mm-hmm. Like, God, we got to repave.
He sure came back from the Olympics because I know he was really disappointed in his ride there. And then to come back and have to do this is pretty awesome.
Hard to ride the Olympics, certainly the time trial without doing the Tour de France. I think he didn't do the Tour de France for Team UAE. Yeah. Very hard to jump into a race with a bunch of guys that are that trained up. Now, they might be a little fatigued, but they are super fit, super lean, very difficult to do that in training. So maybe he's catching his groove. But anyways, we did a show yesterday. Also, Johan and Spencer are doing, of course, outcomes, predicting the winners. I wonder how they did today. Apparently, there was a big crash today.
1.7K to go. Yep.
You asked us, do we want to know who won?
Yeah, do you want to know?
No, well, now you can tell us. Who won?
Caden Groves won.
Who?
Caden Groves.
Cool.
He's on Alpe in Phoenix.
Great.
And he won the stage, and Wout took over red. So Wout took the leader's jersey from Brandon. Sprint finish, though. But Wout looked a little funny sprinting. He almost looked like he didn't want to win because he wanted that red jersey so bad he didn't want anything to go wrong. Or Caden maybe was just faster.
Weekly recaps of the Vuelta. There
you go.
Before we get to the most important thing, I know y'all love it at the end, but make sure you like and subscribe wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, et cetera. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a hell of a 6 weeks. I hate to keep saying this. I kind of can't believe that was. I feel like I got punched a couple times watching. It was just so. It was intense.
It was really intense and a beautiful way to finish 8 stages of the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift. And we really do appreciate all the listeners tuning in. Your comments are so lovely and supporting women's cycling and Lance and the whole team here at The Move.
I want every bike race to end like this one did. Like,
I'd be so tired.
Like, send a message to all those guys out there that race bikes. Could we just set it up so that a lot of them finish this way?
That would be the best way to do it.
Yeah. But the whole hashtag Watch the Femme, we really ended it with a good group. And the whole team here at We Do and The Move is just incredible. So there's a lot of people behind the scenes that are making this happen. And
next year, a year longer?
Yeah.
Or a day longer?
A day longer. Yeah. You get a day longer, Lance.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatevs. Whatevs, as the kids say.
All right. We'll keep spilling the tea.
And one.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. I want to spill.
We've learned a lot.
My Riz. The Riz.
What's that?
I don't know that one either.
You don't know that one. So that's my kids are always like, oh, yeah, he or she. They got Riz. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Riz is it's like the cool kids say that word, Riz.
What does it mean?
It's very it's very short. It's like charisma. Like if you're cool, just sort of got this vibe about you. That's the
Interesting.
Riz.
All right.
Awesome.
All right, you stick with me, ladies.
I'll learn so much. Just don't do Urban Dictionary. Apparently, some people did yesterday.
And if y'all missed that,
We can't end it on that.
okay, all right. By the way, if you missed it, you can go back and watch it. The ladies they won't let me bring it up again. But
Okay.
I forget it. Anyways, all right. One last time. 3, 2, 1.
Bye.